All right, hello there, everyone. We're back with the second portion of our discussion about gyms are essential and why they need to open up in the state of North Carolina in the case where other similar businesses are also opening. And as someone said earlier, that all businesses are indeed essential. The question is, can we keep everybody, safe? And I believe that we can. We always want to thank our sponsors, Blackout Fights at blackoutfights.com and Eastern Offset Printing. They're out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. We're going to continue our discussions here today with a gentleman. He's out of New Bern, North Carolina. Works with a gym over there with 9 limbs. Muay Thai, if you will, and Mr. John Albanese. How are you, sir?
How are you doing, sir? Good to see you again.
Good,
9 Limb Strikers in New Bern, North Carolina.
Yeah, 9 Limb Strikers. Absolutely.
And, as I say, my background, I've multiple backgrounds in various areas of fitness throughout my entire life. I am a 5th degree black belt in Hapkido, and that's what I practice at 9 Limb Strikers. I'm also master level certified personal trainer, and as well, I also have a USA swimming coaching card. So I've seen the fitness angle from many different aspects. But I know the theme is, how is this affecting you? And
right. Well, we have several different things that I want to kind of focus on today. Your camera kind of phased out just a little bit. I don't know if it's fuzzy. Got a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if it's too far away from you or what. I'm just saying it did fuzz out just a little bit. You might want to bring it a little closer to you so it can focus in. But the main thing I want to focus in on today is about how essential these martial arts, kickboxing, Muay Thai clubs are to people. First of all, give me an idea. Give me your impression of why gyms are so important.
Well, again, as I said, forget about me being the instructor, me being the patient, as it will. When everybody seems to have everybody has the corona problem, but then everybody seems to have another problem on top of that. And in my specific case, it's I need a hip replacement.
Right.
It was supposed to get done in early April. That got kicked down the road. The way I've been managing it was I simply would go to we're a fighters gym, but I have a membership at the Planet Fitness, and just going on the exercise bike nice and slow would loosen it up. So I would be able to work later for my classes in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. And what I've noticed that since that was taken away from me, right, my hip condition has worsened to the point where I don't even think I honestly can teach a class competently right now without a really good assistant instructor. I have to sit down the whole time and, you can just go take a walk around the neighborhood and get your exercise that way. In my case, that doesn't work. Right. So it's kind of like your earlier guest. I do have experience. I'm not affiliated with Rocksteady Boxing, but the gentleman Reggie on your first segment, and I do have experience with people like that. Also, my personal training capacity, I get a lot of people who are just discharged from physical therapy, but they want to continue their exercise program, not with a certified, physical therapist. Sure. Like physical therapist, we're a different profession, but sometimes the insurance runs out. That's where I got a good referral business from the physical therapists, and that gets taken away from people, and you can just see these other, medical conditions. I feel it myself personally,
Right. Oh, so when you think about, and I always I have to do this comparison. And again, this is not a beat down of salons, because again, there are essential businesses as well. Okay. But do you feel that these gyms are as essential as a salon?
I do my own hair. I do my own nails. I do my own goatee. It just doesn't apply to me.
Right. It might not apply.
I have a very good friend who's a combination personal trainer and hairstylist. So she getting taken down twice, at least now she can go cut hair legally.
Right.
So
you definitely feel that the gyms are certainly essential. And something that should be open right now in this phase?
Yeah, and I think, listening to some of the questions you had with some of the other guests, and, what would I say to the governor? We know the business more than you. And some of the other comments, I mean, I go back to paid instructor in the 70s,
Right.
80s, when
Right.
the HIV came out and we had to worry about blood.
Right.
You know, been
Yes.
through swine flu,
Good
been through
point.
MRSA on the mat, all that kind of thing. This isn't my first rodeo, and we've always, taken measures to keep things clean. One blood droplet on the floor, one Band-Aid, you got to, watch out for that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Right.
I remember the little old lady who owned the gym back in New York. It was a big corporate gym. Literally with the white glove would go around wiping to make sure everything was clean. So this is nothing that's new to us. And how do we phase the business in? We're trying to talk about phasing the whole economy in.
Right.
But how about phasing in our business? And, first of all, maybe just one-on-one training,
Right.
personal training, small group training. Our facility, we have an advantage in that we have a huge empty lot, a grass field right next to it, and a parking lot that is pretty much unused and empty during our class times. And open air is supposed to be safer than indoors.
Right.
So I think there's different ways we can phase it in. Or what do I teach? Now, me being from more of the traditional martial arts class, I don't see any sparring. Usually at this time of year,
Right.
we get into I have like phases that I teach in is when we're doing wrist locks, hand grasps, arm bars, takedowns, trips, throws. That maybe not phase one in terms of our reopening, but we can go back to our basics where we all march in a line doing our basics, doing our pumse, doing our kata, things like that. Or even one of the last classes I taught was a weapons class with the sword. In the shinai, where you have to social distance.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's always been the rule is everybody's got to be one sword length away, and we measure it each way apart. So there's things, it depends on, we can just vary, what we teach, but we can phase the business back in and do it safely. So that would be my recommendation to the governors, let the professionals handle it. But we can do this, and a lot of this stuff we've been doing already.
Right. And I think that's the big message there, that we've been doing this thing already. And I think that gyms, could definitely do this in a safe manner and everything. What type of a sanitation protocol have you been doing at the gym over there at Nine Limb Strikers?
Okay, well, actually, this is, again, we have a couple things that go back. Like I said, the last time I was on your show, Hurricane Florence victim. The gym I was training out there got wrecked by the hurricane, and that's when Paul brought me into Nine Limb Strikers. And right around this time, there was a woman with an independent house cleaning business who lost a lot during the hurricane, out of a job, her and her husband. And so we've just been, she comes in, Jessica, every day, and we trust her so much. She cleans in my mother's house too now.
Right.
She got 2 or 3 jobs out of it, but just by getting hired there at the gym, But we always had hand sanitizer. We always had Lysol wipes. Like I said, going back to the swine flu is when we first discovered all this. So it's not the first time that we've been through this. Right. It's like now are you sharing gloves? Are you sharing focus mitts? Everybody has their own gloves on the mitts. But that was like I always had my own set of mitts in the back.
What I was gonna say. Most people have their own. I mean, they have their own mitts and stuff like that. I just think that gyms definitely should be open in this phase. We're asking the Governor Cooper to take another look at it over the weekend, sir. Whatever you're doing, I know you're busy, but take a look at gyms this weekend. That's what we're asking you to do. And hopefully Monday you'll come back with this great announcement, right? Or at least that we can open up at least by next Friday, right? And we promise you that we are going to follow the guidelines, the social distancing and the sanitation protocol that is needed. Mr. John Albanese, I want to thank you for coming on today. I will have another guest waiting in the lobby there and expecting a couple more, but your perspective is really important. And I think that what you share with us might help, the governor and others, take a step maybe in the right direction as far as we're concerned.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks so much, sir. Swaddy, take care. All right. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, speaking there of Mr. John Albanese, he's out of Nine Limb Strikers there, out of New Bern, North Carolina. He's also teaches, I think, Hapkido there as well. But he talks about how important being in a gym and teaching and all the other things gym can bring, how important they are and all. And so that we're thankful for him coming on today. We're going to move right on to our next guest. Now, this young man right here is no stranger to the area. He's somewhere, I think, in Raleigh, North Carolina. He works with a lot of different gyms and things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trevor Hayes. How are you, sir?
I'm trying to live the dream, sir. Just trying to live the dream.
Well, you're living the dream, number one, because you have on a hat that looks like it's like from Hawaii or somewhere like that. And so it's kind of making us feel like we need to be on vacation.
That's my permanent mindset, man. My day job it's a vacation to me. I'm so passionate about it that when I'm away from it, nothing's right, you know. So being at work is a vacation for me. And that's the hard thing about this right now.
Yeah, you're one of the trainers in the area. You train at, you know, a gym or gyms. Now tell us how has this affected you?
I tell people when you're a full-time coach and you're a full-time martial artist, you know, you learn how to swim because most of the time you're stuck treading water. And right now with us being blocked out of phase 2, for some of us, it's not about the financial gain to sit on top and feel good. We do enough and we share the wealth. And right now, it feels like this is setting us up to drown. We're seeing more and more schools close across the area, and it's because there's no direction. We all I'm young. I'm on the right side of my 30s. I'm 33. However,
hold on, sir. Hold on. You're on the right. So you're saying that people, what you trying to say? People over
I'm just kidding, man. Hey, when you've been beat up this long, there's no right side of 30. Everything still hurts. So
go ahead.
But no, with my age, you know, being 33, I still have over half my life is focused on just, you know, boxing and kickboxing as well, not including my time coming up through wrestling programs from elementary school, middle school through high school and clubs and so forth. I have a lot of experience. I've lived in gyms. I've put everything on the line just to pursue what keeps me going. And that's a hard part for a lot of this is that we feel like it's our livelihood is just being taken away, and it's being taken away by people that don't understand what goes into this. Wow. Everyone has their own opinion, you know. Yes. I see these people that Roy Cooper might reach out to for health advice. And that makes as much sense as me asking the drunk guy at the bar how I should coach a fighter he sees on TV. Sure, I don't think these people have any understanding of what we do, the protocols we have. Even me, I've taken on a managing situation here at the gym. And if there's one thing I know, it's organizing schedules, making the most of the space we have, modifying cleaning schedules. My first thing in the gym is to clean. My first thing at the end of the day is to clean. And so our push is like, hey, we're showing you we know what we're doing here. And they just have to reach out and communicate. And they're not allowing that.
Right. Well, you know, one of my big points today is, of course, of all about being respectful to the governor and the different things that they're doing, but also about, you know, fairness and equality. And in terms of, you know, allowing some while not allowing others. What is your perspective on that?
I'm sorry, repeat that. Someone just poked through the door to ask me a question. I was halfway in on that question. Sorry, what was that, sir?
So I'm basically saying about, you know, fairness and about when it comes to, you know, equality and the gyms compared to, you know, salons and places that are being able to slowly open at 50%. Should we also be allowed to do that?
It is absolutely not fair for us to be treated like we have, I believe. I'm pretty used to being like dragged through the dirt and getting beat up. So I believe right now they need to see that it's ridiculous that I believe small business. I have so many friends that are in salons and tattoo parlors and restaurants, and I'm so happy to see them open. Yes. But we need the same light as well. What people realize that this is not a business; it's a community being affected right now. We know what we're doing. For you to believe that our gym is below the cleanliness of an indoor pool, are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, I'm not a politician, but I don't care about sides. No matter who hears that, that's just a dumb statement. And I don't believe in throwing names or like, you know, like just throwing names at Governor Roy. It's I just want him to know, like, these are the people that you're supposed to care about. Like, yeah, it's honestly not fair at all. I'm never one to say something's not fair. I do know, like, hey, growing up as a kid, we didn't have much. All I've ever had, I told Donna Natosi, she's the one that pulled me away from starting a public demonstration. We met yesterday about the social media, so thank you so much, Donna, for keeping me on a leash. But we're all having to learn how to fight Roy's fight. I don't believe that man would fight his way through a wet paper bag to get $1,000.
Let's go there. So again, I think that we're looking at someone, right, who's in a position who's trying to protect millions of people. Right?
I completely agree. He does have to look out for safety.
I played the role. I played the role once, and I asked this question. The question was, if you were governor in this case, what would you do?
If I was governor, I would do my job and reach out to the people that come first. And, as if you're a governor, you're a politician, you're someone that leads the public. There are two sides of the public. There are the public that work with the bigger corporations, and there are people around that are the backbone of the community that run small businesses. And it seems like he's taking ideas from people that are out of touch, like they live in their own worlds, and they assume we're all doing the same thing, or they assume we'll be okay. I believe the politician's job is to reach out to the people that matter the most, and that is the public, the current backbone, the people being affected. Like big business is going to be okay. These governors need to be out understanding and making an effort to gather people on their own, to reach out to the head of the business owners. This gym is also in touch with a lot of like the bar and restaurant owners, and we're all on the same page, yet we've got no direction from the governor. So that shows that he is simply looking out for himself. If it was my call, I would say, hey, you go to the people. If that's who you say that if that's who you say you care about, that's who gets you in office.
Trevor, let me ask you a question. Why do you say he's looking out for himself when there's so millions of people are affected by this, right? And why would you say he's looking out for himself? Because it's not really about politics, because people are from different levels of political backgrounds. So
it's just he wants to play it safe, because I feel like if he shows that he's playing it safe, a broader audience will reelect him. We understand the gym community is not the majority of the state, but we do matter here. Him playing it safe, he's just coasting by. I honestly think that he doesn't have any answers. Him doing this will make people stand up and take action. If you sit back and play it safe in that kind of position, other people will stand up and take action, and that's what's starting to happen. So, you know what, Roy? Like sit back then, man. I think we got this. Once we show you, like, hey, we know what we're doing, you should start listening. That would be my message for him.
Okay. Well, I think there's a very good chance. He could hear that and all, and I just think that we just want to make sure that we're putting the message out there of what we are doing and who we are as people. We want to do it in a respectful way, and I think that's really important, because we have to respect these positions, and hopefully he'll take a look over the weekend at these gyms. There's other people who are lobbying him as well to get gyms open. The idea is that June 26th is just way too long. That's just
I agree.
For gyms to be closed. So we definitely want to try to get it open, but hopefully they'll take a look this weekend and give us an opportunity to get open next week. Trevor Hayes, always, man, a great perspective. Look like your camera went a little fuzzy on me there at the end.
It's trying to hide you from my face.
Trevor, he's also a comedian. In real life, he's a comedian. Hey, Trevor, thanks so much for being on today, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon now. Bye, y'all.
All right, bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Trevor Hayes. He's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Interesting enough, I had a young lady who came on. She participates in a lot of our PKB events. She has a couple of kids that participate in our events. Her name is Ms. Danielle Lopez. And we're going to bring her up for a moment to have her tell about how it's impacted her in not being able to go to the gym, the kids not being able to participate and everything. There she is right there. Hopefully her Wi-Fi is going to be good enough there. How are you, Danielle?
Good. How are you?
Fine. You said you wanted to come on and make some comments about why gyms are essential. We'll love to hear your views, respectfully, that is.
Of course. Well, we posted on the YN Gym page yesterday, after we asked the girls why the gym is important to them. And Yvonne mentioned that it helps keep her structured and confident and motivated. And Cadence mentioned that they're teaching her dream. So
Now these are your kids, right? And how old are they?
yes, Cadence is almost 8 and Yvonne is 9.
Wow. Okay. And they were saying what now?
Yvonne was saying that the training helps keep her motivated and confident and structured. And Cadence was saying, they're teaching her dream. For some of us, our kids have goals and want to take martial arts, all the way. And and that is, being shut down and not being allowed to train. That's a big detriment to those that have put years in. They're young, but they've been training for over 3 years.
Right.
Right.
Where are you, Danielle, when it comes to about the fact that there is a real issue with the COVID-19 and safety? Where are you with that?
Well, I don't want to get too much into my personal views on it, but I do, I do believe that it's real. I believe that, it is something that we need to, take precautions about, but I don't think that it's on a level any higher than, a typical flu season or any other pandemics that we've had that the country hasn't shut down for. I mean, I think that as a people, we're smart enough to take precautions and take care of ourselves. And I believe that it's a little bit of a government overreach to decide what's best for the people. That's not how our government is supposed to work.
Right, and I certainly do understand that and everything. I was very interested in hearing, your perspective, because you have the two young ladies. They participate in a lot of our BKB sparring tournaments, and I know they're 10. Sometimes it's not comparatives there for them, but they're certainly there, ready to rock and roll. And so your perspective is important. I think that it was important for you to come on the show today and share some of those views. And hopefully, we will all help make change and get these gyms open sooner rather than later. I want to thank you so much for coming on today, Danielle.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you around. All right. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Danielle Lopez there. She was chiming in, and she feels like, that basically the mental health of her kids and herself, obviously, are really important, and why gyms should be open. And look, we gone a little bit over the hour today. We had a little break in the show there. Let's see. I think we might have, let's see if we have anyone else there in the lobby who are waiting to come in. I don't know if we do or not. And if we did, we will certainly don't want to look over them. I think that is pretty much it. Yes. All right. So that's all we have in the lobby today, guys. And so, again, here is the thing. I believe that most of you should go to the governor's Facebook page. Now, listen, I think it's important for you to be respectful. Okay. Do not go there and curse out the governor. I don't think that is going to help us. And I think that it might be a pretty negative reflection on who we are, because, we are not trying to hurt ourselves. We're trying to get the gyms open. What my suggestion is, and again, I'm just me, one person, right? What my suggestion would be for everyone to go to the North Carolina governor's webpage and write a nice, courteous letter about what you want and who you are and why the gyms are essential, and try to push for gyms to be open in the next week. And just put that information on there, guys. You can also contact, as TK King says, that you should contact your local mayors. Perhaps that also might be something that you can do, right? All of these things are you speaking out. What I found that sometimes you can stand for something or fall for anything. And again, not taking the seriousness of the COVID-19 lightly. That is not what we're doing. All I'm simply trying to say is that if you allow one group, you might as well allow the other group, and then let everybody then try to do the right thing to keep people safe. That's what I'm saying. I'm not calling politics. I'm not calling anything. I don't care whether you're Democrat, whether you're Republican or liberal. I want to make that liberal. I want to make that clear. This is just about, I see salons that are opening. And if you're calling that essential, which someone made a great point earlier, that all businesses are essential, especially to the people who run the business and the people who patronize the business. So all of them are essential. We get that. But my big thing here is that if you allow a salon to open, you should be able to allow a gym to open. Because when you talk about essentials, the things that gyms do and offer, the fitness, making your heart strong, lowering your blood pressure, all of those things that fitness does for a person are the things that help you become more immune to viruses like COVID-19. So there is no question in my mind that a gym is essential and should be opened. And it should be open right away. Matter of fact, Governor Cooper, you can give me a call, 843-773-1005, and I'll tell you more, right? And we can open these today in this phase at 5 o'clock in North Carolina. You know, it all opens today at 5. We can do that now. These gyms are ready. I've seen gyms sanitizing their places. I've seen them following the guidelines of exactly when you said shut down, everyone shut down for the most part, right? And they were cleaning and they were getting ready to open. June 26th is just way too long. Oh my gosh, I get it. But that's a little bit of overkill in my opinion for gyms, right? Especially in these open spaces. So we're asking you, sir, to please allow the gyms, in particular, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, those gyms that are spread out, and really the fitness gyms too, it really doesn't matter because they said that's not a big way to pass it, to allow them to open under your restricted guidelines. Even if it's 50%, that's fine. We will take that. So just give us the opportunity, be fair with us, right, so that these gyms can open. And I will assure you that, you know, a lot of people will be very pleased by that. And I don't believe that we will add to the problem. The COVID-19 is very real. I've known a lot of people that have lost their lives, you know, in this pandemic. But again, since we are starting the slow opening to move back forward, please allow the gyms, give them the opportunity to show you how important they are to communities, as many of our guests have said here today. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us today about the reopening of gyms, and hopefully, you know, they will do that sooner rather than later. Again, want to thank our sponsors, Blackout Fights at blackoutfights.com and Eastern Offset Printing for all they do for us. I want you to always respect each other. Forward march. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out for now, but I'll be back around 2 o'clock with Dr. John Lucas on his perspectives with the COVID-19 and how we can slowly begin to reopen our fighting events, obviously based on the guidelines of state by state. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. We'll talk. Bye-bye. I almost said it again. Bye-bye. Okay.